Okay, this is my Twitter timeline. This is what other people are tweeting what other people are tweeting. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you and your life, not what's best for everyone else. So, like, you're sitting at this picnic table at the beach, and you've got your computer, and birds are chirping. It's a beautiful day, and you've got this roll going, this groove going, this flow going, where you're writing the best you've ever written in your life. You got the story down pat right this second, and you don't want to be interrupted. You don't want to be interrupted. You want to keep that flow going. You want to keep writing what you're writing. So it's just you, and there's one person out in the lake, and they're swimming, they're splashing around, they're playing, they're having a good time, but they're swimming by themselves. And you're up at the picnic table, above the beach, and you're working on your story, and it's going wonderful, it's going fabulous. It's a beautiful situation. And then suddenly, the person in the lake starts screaming, "Help me! I'm drowning! I'm drowning!" So, and then you think about this tweet, this tweet right here. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you in your life, not what's best for everyone else. So you just let the person drown so you can keep the flow going on your story. Yeah, That's a pretty picture. I like that. The wolves. The moon is pretty. Don't let all the distractions knock you off track of your goals and vision. There again, just let that person drown. Don't be distracted. No, just let that person drown. Sometimes the thoughts in my head get bored and go out for a stroll through my mouth. This is rarely a good thing. Yeah. I think we all say stupid stuff. I know I do. I say stupid stuff. Yes, I do. I just want to make quality music with people that appreciate my ideas, vision, and art. My time is invaluable. Okay, so the person's, a perfectionist. There's nothing wrong with that. They have a vision, they have ideas, they have art, and they work really hard to make quality music. Nothing wrong with that. Me, on the other hand, I make noise. I throw stuff against the wall and hope that some of it's entertaining. But, there's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist. That's just not me. I'm not a perfectionist. Here's where somebody's tweeting because undoubtedly they're responding to somebody who implied that people somehow have a choice, with sexual persuasion. I think that's what this tweet's about. They chose to be born female, question mark, question mark. How goddamn ignorant are you, question mark. Don't ever get married and have children. Just please don't reproduce. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good debate to get into. Sexuality is what it is. You don't want to. You just accept. The people. Just love the people. You don't judge. There's no point in judging. It doesn't accomplish anything. And to the degree they're born that way, fine. To the degree they may have made choices in their life, fine. Who cares? It is what it is. Anyway. That's just, and I understand why people take offense to the notion that people are born that they choose to be born a certain way. I can understand why they take offense to that idea. But what does it matter? To what degree does it matter? To the degree a person's sexuality is a matter of choice or not a matter of choice? What difference does it make? Just accept people. All growth in your life and in business happens outside of your comfort zone, not inside of it. Okay, the point is, you want to try new things to learn new things. That's a reasonable sentiment. You try new stuff so you learn. Okay, but the other side of it is you don't want to step so far outside your comfort zone that you don't know what the heck you're doing. You don't want to be so incompetent that you put yourself or other people in danger. You want to have a skill set before you go too far in trying something new and different. But on the other hand, you'll never learn anything new or different if you don't try new stuff. So I mean, it's kind of a balancing act there. You don't want to go so far outside your comfort zone that you end up a fly on the windshield of life. You don't want to end up the corpse on the rocks beneath the cliff. You don't want to put yourself or other people in danger. You want to have a skill set, but on the other hand, you've got to kind of go a little bit beyond your comfort zone to learn new stuff. It's a balancing act. The sentiment's good. I don't object to the sentiment. I mean, it's you want to try new stuff to learn new stuff. But on the other hand, you want to make sure you know at least a little bit about what you're doing. You don't want to be totally incompetent in what you're doing. Life truly begins where your comfort zone ends. Be bolder, live bigger. It's okay to have the idea that you want to take some chances, but you don't want to take such a big chance so far outside your skill level that you end up dead, or that other people end up dead. So like I said, there's a balancing act there. Spend 80% of your time focusing on the opportunities of tomorrow rather than the problems of yesterday. You don't want to dwell on the past. You can't change the past. That's valid. That's true. And I went through a period of my life where, like, every night before I'd go to sleep, I would review my day. And to the point, why am I doing this? This is stupid. So, the sentiment I get. On the other hand, and there's always on the other hand, you do want to learn from your mistakes of yesterday. You don't want to keep repeating your same mistakes. You want to grow. And so while you shouldn't dwell too much on the past, to the degree that you can learn from your past, there's nothing wrong with, examining your past so that you don't keep making the same mistakes. On the other hand, it's true, you can't change the past, and there's no point in going too far and dwelling on the past. There's no point in dwelling too much on the past. That's true, that's valid. After spending life as a very feminine transgender man reveals his true identity. After spending life as a very feminine transgender man reveals his true identity. I read that. I pictured Superman in his tights and cape. Yeah. Leaning up a wall. Leaning up against the wall. Trying to decide. Which bathroom will I use? And Batman walks by all sultry. And does he like Superman or doesn't he like Superman? It's a quandary. A man gets killed by a hitman in front of his wife, and what happens next is brutal. Brutal! The hitman demands that she go in and pay him. Yo, I did the job now. Give me the damn money, bitch. Oh, me. It's brutal now. So the police discover that she hired the hitman, and she gets arrested. And now I really don't know what this story's about. I'm just talking out of my ass. But anyway, so the police discover that she hired the hitman. I'm just making this up, by the way. And so she gets arrested, and she goes to jail, and there she meets Big Bad Bertha. And what happens next is brutal. Big Bad Bertha. She's in jail with Big Bad Bertha. But they fall in love. It has a happy ending, so, but it's brutal love. Terribly brutal love. Don't ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Yeah, it reminds me of when we was in the store. We had people in the store with us, kind of vendor type situation, and we had a variety of merchandise. We had the used stuff, and we had some new stuff too, new items as well as the antique and older items. So anyway, one of our vendors brought in a clock. It was a good looking clock, a nice clock. And this one was religious, and I'm not knocking that. There's nothing wrong with being religious. That's cool. And so she's trying to get the clock to work. She could not get the clock to work. It would not work. So she started praying. She started praying over the clock. Oh God, please let this clock work. Please, I forget how much it was for it, but I paid money for this clock. Please let this clock work. And she prayed. She prayed to God. I watched her. I stood there and watched her. She prayed to God. Oh, please let this clock work. So at some point, I reached down and I plugged the clock in, and it worked. Oh, I plugged the clock in, and it worked. Yeah, God answered her prayers. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, but God helps those who help themselves. Yes, He does. Anyway, that's all. Much thanks for listening. And if you want to subscribe, please do. I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.